Yo, welcome to the Women's Basketball Lounge podcast. Grab a drink, grab a cigar, grab whatever your festivities are, and let's go. Welcome back.
Yes.
Episode 3. Pow, 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 pow. You know,
look at them sound effects.
I put them in there. I put them in there last time. We gonna keep it going. We gonna keep adding them in. So
we are back, Nick.
We're back. I'm
it feels
happy
good
to
to be back.
Yeah, I see you wearing your USA shirt.
Don't.
Well, we definitely gonna get into it. I normally try to stay neutral, but I had to rep for my Aces, big Aces gang over here. But we'll get into it.
Yeah, I see you over there with that Aces shirt. I'm like, okay.
Last week, I forgot to bring up something very important. Shout out to our very own coach, Mimi Green, who was recently announced as the new head coach for Roosevelt. It's Roosevelt High School, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I wanted to make
Dallas
Roosevelt High School girls basketball team. Pow, pow. Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Just moved to Dallas, new city. I love it. Been loving all the vibes, everything to do in Dallas. Always something to do in Dallas. I feel like a lot of people are moving here. Wings is here. WNBA team is here. TCU is here. My UT Austin Longhorns is only 3 hours away. So, I'm adjusting well. So it's been good. Shout out to the Mustangs at Dallas Roosevelt. We brick by brick, we changing the game. Let's go.
I love it. I was so excited to see that. And I can't wait to see all the great things that this team will do. And hopefully I'll get to come check some games out because I'm trying to get into the high school basketball arena this year. I haven't been going to a lot of high school games. I think just by proximity, having moved to Las Vegas, 5 years ago, almost 5 years ago.
Right.
The basketball culture is just not really it here like that. Or I should say there's not a strong focus on it. So, definitely when I was living back in Chicago and Indianapolis and even in Gary, I would find myself checking out more high school games and I kind of miss that. So, yeah, let me come cheer for the Roosevelt Mustangs.
Yes, let's go.
Yeah.
So what have you been up to?
Busy doing a lot of cool stuff. I just wrapped on my first film, which I'm super excited about. I got to play a really fun part. I got to show off a lot of improvisational skills doing it. So it was a lot of fun. I've been doing that and booking stand-up gigs. So yeah. On stage, I got some new material that I'm gonna be working out and trying out. That's always scary. But yeah, that's what I've been up to. Just hustling, pursuing the dream.
I will say, y'all, I think it was your first stand-up. When you sent me a video of your very first stand-up.
Yeah.
And I was like, ooh, I hope she's good.
Like, what if it's not funny?
How am I gonna respond? And y'all, when I tell you, like, very first skit at the gate, audience, first performance, it was like it's hard for me to laugh. It's very hard for me to laugh because I'm a coach, right? Like, we're serious all the time. I laughed. I had about a good 6 chuckles. Like, not like, oh, like, I had a
Like
good, and it was
actual
only like a
laughs.
what? Yeah, like
Nice.
actual laughs, like a good 6, and it was what, like a 5 minute
Yeah, it was a 5 minute.
show.
Yeah, it was a 5 minute
5 minute
set.
show. Yeah, yeah. So it was intriguing. So y'all look her up. Can you give your Instagram?
Yeah.
Ask for me.
Yeah, it's really easy. I'm Ask for Mick on everything. AskForMik. I keep it really, 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 really easy. So if you're looking for me, you can find me. But yeah, I got some new material and I'm excited to talk about it.
Yo, can you let us know your next show? Do you have a show coming up?
Oh, one that will be after this show comes out. I It's not a stand-up show, but I will be at Mom's Basement Theater in Vegas this Saturday with Comedy Sports. So if you interested in seeing some comedy competitive style, that's a good show to come to. It's a lot of fun, super high energy. And I will be there this Saturday. So come see me in Vegas,
Nice,
of course.
nice. How much a flight?
No, but thank you for saying that. Like, it's great when strangers think that you're funny, but it's a lot easier to make strangers laugh than it is to make like
Mm,
your family or your friends laugh. So whenever people who actually know me like come to a show, and they always say the same thing, it's like, I didn't know, like I know you funny, but I didn't know. But then when they start
right.
laughing and really enjoying themselves, that feels extra good to me. So thank you.
Yes, you're
Yeah.
welcome. Well,
Let's
let's get
hop
into the
into
show.
it. Yeah.
Let's
the
go.
the tequila is burning my throat.
Oh, oh.
I don't know what that's about, but okay. I wanted to start this episode talking about tunnel fits. And I think in the
Pow, pow,
W,
pow.
pow, pow, pow. I think in the W, they don't actually call them tunnel fits. I think they call them arrival fits. But I think that has to do with the sponsor more than anything else. So I like tunnel fits better. So we're going to call them tunnel fits here. And let's give some tunnel picks. We got two. One of them
Mhm.
we share. So let's go there a
Mhm.
second. But the first one, let's talk about Nneka Ogwumike for just a second.
Mhm.
She showed up, I believe, to the game against the Fever in a Skylar
Mhm.
Diggins Playa Society shirt and some orange trousers and some orange heels. And she was very, very cute. So shout out to Nneka for
Mhm.
that. Yeah.
Why do you think she did that though?
I mean,
Skylar Diggins.
I think she was trying to hype her teammate up.
Mhm.
That's the only reason
That
I could think
girl.
of it. Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Mhm.
when you're playing a team sport, you're only going to be
Mhm.
as good as the rest of your team. So when you're
Mhm.
playing a team sport, it benefits you to, hype your team up. But yeah. And
Okay. Yeah. I
I
mean,
love Skylar Diggins Smith. So
yeah. I think she's like definitely an underdog.
yeah.
Like she's definitely an underdog. I can't wait till she, I don't think she's really shown, what she can do. So shout out to Nneka for representing her point guard for the Seattle Storm.
Yeah.
But
And doing it in a
let's
Playa Society shirt. I love Playa Society. So that's what's up.
for sure, for sure, for sure. So let's talk about the similar pick we had for Tonal Fit. And this is like not normal for her, right? This is not normal for her.
Only when
But
she's coming to do what she did that day.
Asia Janae Johnson Wilson.
Woo.
Asia Wilson came out with the in my white tee. Yep, in my white tee. With the gray sweats. Man, when you come out like that, what that mean, Mick? What that mean?
That mean you came to kick some ass, frankly.
Mm-hmm.
The last
Yeah.
time she came out like that, when was the last time she came out like that? I believe it was a black tee, or she had on some black forces or something, and it was a
Mm-hmm.
similar
Mm-hmm.
result. Yeah. As soon as I saw her, as I saw the picture of her arriving, I was like, oh shit. We in this thing. It's
Let's
going
go.
down. Let's fucking do it.
And then what she do? She got that layup put back up in the air once Kelsey Plum missed it. You know, she
Fucking
had a hell of
insane.
a game. Hell of a game. And you know what? Like, yes, when you look good, you feel good. But sometimes you need to come in some sweats and a shirt, you know what I mean? Because you feeling like a dog today.
Yeah, you came
You know
to
what I'm
fight.
saying?
Sometimes you came
You
to
know,
fight. Period.
period. So shout out to Asia and the fit of, hey, you know, sometimes you need to, yeah, we can look good, we can be cute, but hey, we could be Black Mamba too when the time is necessary. And outfits represent that.
And at the end of the day, this business got to be held. This business got to be handled. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, that day got to end. So
get them go.
Get them go. I'm saying. So yeah, shout out to Asia Wilson. She's definitely my pick of the week for sure.
Yeah, she's Western Conference Player of the Month, right? And Sabrina Onescu is the Eastern Conference Player of the Month. So shout out to them.
Shout out to them both.
But I know this is like off topic, but are we seeing the women's Michael Jordan right now from Asia Wilson? Like, are we?
I'm gonna say no, just
are
because.
Are we in that?
Yeah, no? I think we're a little off topic, but like not really at the same time, because I think this was one of the topics we wanted to hit on our last episode. We didn't get a chance to, but I'm gonna say no, apples and oranges, because of the position. I think we're seeing maybe a Shaq. Like, why always go to Michael Jordan? Like, Shaquille O'Neal is an incredible, player. Why Michael Jordan? Why not Charles Barkley?
Here's why. Because nobody's wearing Charles Barkley shoes. Nobody's wearing Shaquille O'Neal Payless shoes. I'm talking about when you think of NBA, when you think of that Jordan, when you think of the NBA logo, when you think of who changed the game for the NBA, when you think of the GOAT of all GOATs of all times, you are thinking of the one and only Michael Jordan. Not discrediting Shaquille O'Neal, not discrediting Charles Barkley, not discrediting LeBron James, right? Like, we could say LeBron is the new and up and coming, Michael Jordan, but is Asia Wilson the W's Michael Jordan or LeBron James?
And I mean, again, for me, I don't believe in comparing apples and oranges. So if you gonna put her against somebody, it's gotta be a 4 or a 5, like a 4 or a 5, like. But so there's that. But also, we don't know because we haven't seen the shoe yet. Michael Jordan, his shoes are not great because he's Michael Jordan. He's great because the shoes are great because they have incredible designs. You know what I mean? Like, you got Tinker on it. You got like incredible designers on these shoes. And they built, Tinker Hatfield built classic designs. Tinker Hatfield is responsible for most, I won't say most, I might be overspeaking. I will say most, actually. Most of the retro designs for Jordans, the ones that we keep bringing back over and over again, those are Tinker Hatfield designs normally. And so, yes, Michael Jordan's name is on it, and they are structurally amazing designs.
Yeah. In case y'all don't know, Mick is a sneakerhead. So We got a sneakerhead on this podcast, so she know her stuff.
I'm a bit of a snob. But and that's why I say I haven't seen the shoe, so I can't say. Because what I will say is a lot of times, like the women's shoes, I don't feel like they give women's shoes the best designs.
Yeah, that's true. But see, okay, 2 points. Are you saying that her shoe deal, the design of her shoe deal, is going to determine if she's the GOAT for the W? If she's going to be compared to Michael Jordan? And second thing is there hasn't been a woman that, has had a great design to last for 10 plus years on the market, right? We've seen, Cheryl Swoop, first woman, that was cute. We've seen Candace Parker, we've seen Sabrina, we've seen, these stars get their own shoe, but, girls buy them, ladies buy them, but we haven't seen the sellout, the standing in line. And I think Asia Mother Truckin' Wilson will do that. I'm just sorry, she's going to do that. She's going
Here's the deal. I love Asia Wilson. I'm a huge fucking fan. I do think she's the GOAT in terms of the WNBA. Like, I will say that. But if we're talking about shoes, and this is it's just different for me. We're talking about shoes. I think Asia will definitely do that one time. When the shoes first come out, she will definitely break the shoe stores, break the internet one time. Can she do it over and over and over and over again? That remains to be seen. I'm not saying she can't.
That's based on the shoe design.
I think most of it is. I don't think, because you can be the coldest player. Look at Steph Curry. Look at Kobe Bryant. Like, you got Kobe. Kobe's shoes were not aesthetically that pleasing to the eye. Bron's shoes have been decent. Not the decent. Okay, they've been okay. But I mean, they've been wearable, but I guess the point I'm saying is like your skills on the court, that ain't gonna make people buy that shoe. You gotta think about who buys sneakers. You know what I mean? So we'll see. I hope. Yeah, I hope so. I still wouldn't compare her to Michael Jordan. I don't like that comparison.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we will see. We shall see. So let's get into some hot topics. I know that was kind of a hot topic.
No, it's all good. Hot topics. All right.
Let's go.
First, we got USA Championship. The Women's USA Championship game.
The Olympics Championship game.
The Olympics.
USA versus France. Oh my God. Gabby Williams. Okay.
Yeah.
Gabby Williams. What? First of all, I'm sorry. This is off topic. What did Chicago Sky do to not keep her? Chicago, y'all need to get y'all got all the regrets right now. I know y'all got all Angel Reese tweeted, "You ready to come back?" No. But anyways, no. Y'all, Chicago Sky, y'all messed up because Mabry gone and y'all need a point guard, and y'all could have Gabby Williams right now that would change the whole game of y'all flow Chicago Sky. God dog it.
It would.
The front office, y'all messed up.
Yeah. France is a really good team. You can tell that they put a lot of thought and effort into like putting this group of people together and getting them to a place where it's like, okay, we're ready to compete at the USA level. That level of concentration, that level of, I don't know how they trained. I feel like they must have slept in the same bedroom for like, because the chemistry, was that good. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the physicality they got physical
Mm-hmm.
with Team USA. Like that was a very physical game.
Yeah.
Very, very physical game. And I'm glad we got people like Alyssa Thomas to bully them. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad, we ain't got no punks on our team.
Yeah.
But they were very physical. I mean, and other teams besides USA, they practice, 6 months to a year in advance to prepare for the Olympics. I mean, only Team USA come out 2 weeks before the Olympics to start practicing.
And that's something that I think people forget about. Like, because of the season, the WNBA season, our team doesn't have time to get together and play and practice. So they're coming out and getting gold against teams who have been playing together, practicing together for 6 months or more sometimes.
And that's with the men too. But man, when I tell you, I woke up at 8:30 on a Sunday, 8 o'clock a.m., screaming and shouting in my bed. I had to get up and go to the den, to the living room to watch that game. It had me on my edge of my seats. But I will say, Kyle
Copper.
Nick, I told you, which I was wrong. I told you she was gonna be All-Star MVP. I said, watch out. I said, people sleep on Copper. I said, but she has been playing great basketball. I was wrong on the timing. She saved it for the final game of the USA Olympics. That girl was a dog. Nobody could stop her. Her first step off the ball, off the move, nobody could stop her. She was getting to the rack whenever she wanted to. Shout out to Kalia Copper.
Shout out to her. I mean, she's an incredible player. She brought that same energy back home with her. You know what I mean? Seeing her play against the Chicago Sky. They've played them twice since they've been back. And she's just, I mean, Kai is just owning the court right now, period. She cannot be stopped. So, yeah, shout out to her.
Shout out that bitch.
Right.
Excuse me. Go on, bleep that out for me.
We're not bleeping nothing out here. I mean, it's an adult show. Like, it is what it is.
It is what it is. Hey, if Asia can say it, so can I. I don't have sponsorships.
Yeah, so Asia has declared that she is that. Yeah.
Boom, bow, bow. But wasn't it funny, though? Asia, walked off, and then it was like, no, you got to go that way, ma'am. And then she came back against the screen again. If that would have been live if she just could walk off, but she walked off and came back.
I hate when that happens. Have you ever tried to you have your moment either in an argument with somebody or, whatever, where you about to do your mic drop and then you storm off and you fucking end up tripping over something or the door is fucking locked. You got to go the other way. It was exactly that type of situation.
Exactly. But you know what? It's crazy. That just tells you how, they're emotional players and how much, that gold medal meant to them and how much they had to fight. And, she's defending her teammate.
Yeah.
And she's not even her teammate in the W. You know what I mean? And I love how Team USA came together for this cause. It was bigger than themselves. It was bigger than their WNBA teams. This was world stage and they were able to come together even though, opposite teams in the W, they fought for each other and they cheer on each other. And I love that. That shows that we as women, yes, we could be on opposite realms, but when it's time to come together, we can come together. So shout out to Team USA coming together, cheering each other on and giving each other that clap. We need to see that, especially with Black women.
Yeah.
So, shout out to Asia for that.
And a win is a win is a win is a win. So I know that we want to see we want to see women's USA team blowing people out by 30 points, stuff like that. A win is a win is a win is a win. So the gold doesn't come with the score on it. So yeah,
Right.
shout out to them. But speaking of, we were just talking about Gabby Williams and
Mm-hmm.
Chicago Sky doing whatever they did to lose Gabby Williams. Let's talk about what the
Right.
hell the Dallas Wings did to lose Odyssey Sims or did not do.
Wait, can we have a moment of silence? Man, man, I'm like, y'all ever seen that meme with the Dallas Cowboys where that girl was just sitting in the stands like this, watching the Cowboys game in the Cowboys? That's how I feel about my Wings, boy. But Odyssey was on a hardship, right? So for y'all not knowing what a hardship is basically it's temporary. It's a temporary contract. It's not up to the Wings to decide whether they keep her or not. She's not on the roster. She has a hardship contract, so she's only there temporary. So because Howard came back, Satu came back, and who else came back? Jaylen Brown came back. They had to drop Odyssey.
Right.
So they, I believe they, loved Odyssey, had respect for Odyssey. But like I said, they should have kept Odyssey last year and given her a contract before they started drafting all these point guards that, these rookie point guards that are not as talented as Odyssey, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But now she in LA. How you think she did on her? Did you watch her first game with LA against Vegas?
I did. I thought that she was a game changer for them. I think that it's a good fit for her energy. I think she'll be able to come in there and make an impact right away, which I felt like she did, right? Like it wasn't the most points that we've ever seen her score, but I feel like when she was on the court with LA, she definitely was able to move things forward and make things happen. So I liked seeing her play for LA. I want somebody to give her a contract just because she deserves that. She's such a good player. And I mean, I'm sure she's grateful and thankful for the hardship contract that came when it came. I think Dallas knew they weren't going to be able to keep her because the only reason they had her, to your point, is because they had so many people out. So they knew they wouldn't keep her, so I'm glad she was able to ball out and play even for that short period of time. But I hope that do we know about her contract right now?
It's another hardship.
Okay.
It's another hardship. So again, it's temporary with LA. But you know what? I want to shout out to Odyssey because you never hear her trashing the team. You never hear her complaining. She has been on several hardships. She's got a contract. She's gotten, off the team, on the team, and she's just been keeping her head down, doing the work, playing in semi-pro leagues, all this stuff. And when her jersey is called, she's there. She's there and she shows up. And so that, look, again, I'm Coach Green. A lot of y'all players out there that, y'all be mad and sit on the bench when you're not getting your playing time, or you got to, go from, one team to the next, or, you're getting traded from the portal, D1, D2, all that stuff. Man, just put in the work. Just put in the work, and so she's an example of that. So shout out to Odyssey for putting in the work.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And honestly, that goes even outside of coaching. Like, put in the work. Whatever you're trying to pursue, don't try to take shortcuts. Like, do the work, put in the work. It pays off. I think that's a Jennifer Lewis quote. And it just says, the elevator to the top is broken, take the stairs. And that always stays with me. Like, you do the work, you're going to eventually get where you're going regardless, and nobody will ever be able to take it from you. So yeah, shout out to Odyssey Sims. Somebody get that woman a contract, please. because she definitely
Please.
deserves it.
What's the new team in San Diego? I mean, not San Diego. San Francisco.
Oh yeah, what are they called again?
Golden
Uh,
Valkyries.
Valkyries, the Valks.
Valkyries.
Yeah,
Y'all pick up Odyssey.
yeah,
Pick up Odyssey. Point guard.
yeah.
Let's go.
You could build a team around her. Honestly, you really could. Um, and speaking of picking up people and building a team around them, let's talk about some. Let's talk about some NBA 2K for a second. Do you play 2K?
No, Lord. I used to, but being a coach, all that. I mean, I play with my little nephew. When he talking trash, I go over there and play with him. But no, I don't partake in it all the time. No.
So I have a PlayStation 5. All of y'all, if you know me, if you follow me, you know I play PS5. I don't play it as often as a lot of people do because I work. But I haven't played 2K in a long time. And my godson recently moved to Vegas. He's 14. He'll be 15 in a couple of weeks. And he had me playing in 2K because he actually showed me that you could play with the W in 2K now, which I didn't know you could. So, yeah, I got to play with some of my favorite players. There's a new 2K game coming out in September. And in said 2K game, Asia Wilson has become the highest rated WNBA player in 2K history. She is rated 99 overall. LeBron James is only rated 95 overall in NBA 2K.
Excuse me, ma'am. That goes to my argument. Are we seeing the Michael Jordan of the WNBA? But let's continue. 2K 99. She deserves it.
I mean, not even, because what is Michael Jackson, Lord, what is Michael Jordan rated in NBA 2K? I don't know, but I'm gonna say this: Asia Wilson is the Asia Wilson of the WNBA. I don't think there's anybody to compare her to. I think we'll be comparing people to her outside of this, and I think that we will compare males to her. I think that we'll start to hear people say like, oh, he's like Asia Wilson because she's that good, right? Like she deserves to be, which is why I was so excited to see this, like seeing her be 99 overall and, LeBron being 95. It's like, no, she's that good though. She's that impactful.
She is.
Yeah.
She is. I mean, like Becky Hammond says, I mean, when she wants to get to the basket, she gonna get to the basket. When you can't stop, once she has you can't stop her.
Yeah.
There's no, I've seen time after time, they take away the left hand, she go right. She's developed her right hand. She's developed her mid-range is fire. Her footwork, oh my God. If you are a post player, you need to be looking at Asia Wilson's footwork.
Yeah.
Period. And I don't want people to think that I think Asia Wilson is Michael Jordan. What I am saying and what I'm trying to say, and I hope people can understand, is that there was a Larry Bird, right? There was a Magic Johnson, right? I believe like Diana Taurasi was our Larry Bird, right? Maya Moore was our Magic Johnson, right? Or Candace Parker. Right. I believe that there's elevations, right, to the game, right? Like Lisa Leslie was the Bill Russell of the W. Like there were people that paved the way that I compare to when it comes to similarities of what they did for the NBA and what they did for the W, right? Like Lisa Leslie was the first post player that dominated, right? Like Bill Russell, right? Kareem, those were the first players that dominated. So in the sense of that, you know what I mean? For the milestone of how they help forward the NBA. And so when I'm looking at Asia, or even like Caitlin Clark, I'm looking at how they are going to forward the WNBA league,
Mhm.
like the Magics, like the Michaels, like the Bill Russells, the Kareems, all of those. So I'm not saying that, Asia is Michael Jordan or she got, is clutch or handles, she plays a different position. But all I'm saying is the impact that Asia is making on the W. I'm comparing the impacts to each other. So
that's fair. And I still say Shaquille O'Neal. Because Shaquille O'Neal did a lot for the NBA. Like Michael Jordan gets a lot of it, but Shaquille O'Neal, people being fans of his, I remember being in the what was I in the fourth grade, being an Orlando Magic fan and wearing my Shaquille O'Neal jersey. You know what I mean? Like, we can't underestimate his influence on the league, even though his shoes were shit. Like, but look at all the other dope, amazing things he did. He's an icon. He's a fucking icon. So it's not to short her for anything. It's just for me to say I think Shaquille O'Neal is a better comparison. Because she also missed free throws like that motherfucker.
What? Now, Nick, we're going to have to agree to disagree on this, man.
Well, I'm not going to say she missed. She doesn't miss him with the same frequency as him. I'm not saying that. I'm saying they have that in common. If there is an
his free throws is like this. Don't do my girl like that. She got a 99. Like, his whole head come.
Now, I mean, let me say this. Like, she definitely doesn't miss them with the same frequency. But free throws are Asia Wilson's, if she has a weakness, because the woman is fucking superwoman. If she has an area of opportunity, it is in her free throws. That's the same with Shaquille O'Neal. Like, it's the same. So I just think Shaq is a better comparison. And I don't think it shorts her because I think Shaq is an incredible player, like an icon. So, yeah.
Okay. I respect your opinion. I respect your opinion.
Let's talk about
call bullshit.
Fair. We gonna see. People gonna start making some comparisons. We gonna see. Let's keep an eye on it. Yeah.
Okay, let's do that. Y'all, if you listen to this podcast, please let us know. Please.
So let's talk about Chicago. Ooh. Here's the deal, though. I don't think Chicago looks that bad. They just don't have an answer for Brittany Griner. And not very many teams do. She is Brittany fucking Griner. Like, not a lot of teams have an answer for her.
Mick, they have Camilla.
She's not an answer for Brittany. Not yet.
Yes.
Not yet.
She can be today.
She can be. She will be. I think we saw glimpses of that, but I think she has to play her a bunch more times before we get there. Like, don't get me wrong. We have Camila Cardoso. And Camila Cardoso is the answer against most bigs. Like, most of them.
Correct.
Brittany Griner excluded. Chicago does not have an answer for Brittany Griner. They don't. Not right now. In 2 years, Camila will be ready. Right now, they don't have no answer for Brittany Griner's experience, stature, like skill level. Not a rookie. She don't have it.
First off, okay, love Brittany Griner. Okay, I'm from Texas, Port Arthur. Brittany's from Houston, Nimitz High School. Shout out. I played against her. But I gotta speak my truth. Y'all ready? I gotta speak my truth. Brittany, love you. I was a Baylor fan. Let's go. But Camila Cardoso is getting up the court quicker than Brittany Griner. If Camila Cardoso would have just ran the doggone court, okay, Miller could have been throwing her downs. Brittany Griner can't keep up with Camila's energy, her youngness, her tenacity, you know what I mean? Her freshness, her fresh legs, her speed, all that. But Camilla, all she needed to do was just be a little more physical with Brittany Griner on the block, on that hash mark, with that turnaround jump shot, and keep her hands up and get physical with Brittany Griner. And I promise you, Brittany is going to have a hard time. Okay. But Camilla, I just believe she needs to understand her defensive role with Chicago. But she's going to be the answer for a lot of stuff in that paint. She needs to. Angel Reese, we already know she a dog. We already know what she can do. But Camilla, Chicago needs you to hold that paint down. Just like Asia. Asia gets 2-3 blocks a game. Okay. Camilla, anybody come in that's your paint. That's your house, Sky House. That's your paint. Once she starts getting that defensive mindset, oh my God. But is she there yet? No. So I agree with you. But she is the answer and can be the answer for players like Brittany Griner, players like Jonquel Jones, players in that paint that like to post up for that turnaround jumper. Chicago can build around that. Okay. They just need a point guard that's going to distribute, and they need a 3-point shooter that's going to stretch the damn floor. Okay. But yeah.
I'm with you on Camila Cardoso can be and will be. Yeah. But in the here and now of things, Chicago does not have an answer for Brittany Griner. And we saw it for 2 games. So we know it's real. But I think that those 2 games are valuable. I think that Camila will learn a lot from those games. And because there isn't, in my opinion, another player in the league right now quite like Brittany Griner, with the exception of maybe Jonquel Jones. But, I would say, like, it's not like you can get a lot of practice against a player like her. You know what I mean? She's a fucking unicorn. So even after, coming back from that horrible situation, we can see, like you said, you've been following her since Baylor. You've been following her since before that, since high schooling. We can see that Brittany Griner, she's not the BG she was before that.
No.
And that's okay.
No.
That's okay. She doesn't need to be, because she's that fucking good. She's still one of a kind in the league. So, yeah, I'm excited to see how Camila grows and how she becomes that answer.
Speaking of Camila, did you see on X/Twitter, Don tagged Camila, and they made a bet that if Chicago won, that Don would have to wear, if Chicago lost, Camila would have to wear a Team USA jersey.
Oh, shit. Lost. No, I didn't see that.
Yeah. And so Don was like, hey, Camila, what's your jersey size? And so Camila was like, a large jersey, I guess, and rolls her eyes. And I was like, sending it your way. So she's supposed to wear a Team USA jersey for a tunnel fit.
Nice.
So let's look out for that. She's supposed to wear a Team USA. Y'all know Camila's from Brazil. So definitely look out for that. It's gonna be funny when she does it, because she gotta hold up to her bid. So it's supposed to be coming soon.
Absolutely. And I'm excited to see what Camila does as she gets more aggressive, as she starts to feel confident, because she's also coming off an injury too. And I think when you've been injured, that can make you feel less confident. Like you might not feel as confident that you're 100% ready. You might not be playing to your full, I won't say to her full potential, because Camila's playing great, but she might not be given that same energy. She might not be feeling confident enough to give that same energy. So, yeah. Caitlin Clark is breaking records.
Can we just bow down? Bow down. When it was close, when Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark were neck and neck for Rookie of the Year, before, like a couple weeks before All-Star, everybody was talking about they neck and neck. Now, pew, rocket ship.
Pew.
What I said all Caitlin Clark needed was some rest. The girl been playing basketball for like almost a year and a half straight, right? Like 2 years straight between the NCAA and the W, right? All she needed was some rest, a refresher. Pew, 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 pew. She's shooting off like a rocket, and she going after that Rookie of the Year. Angel Reese, love you, my G, but Caitlin's shooting off. She's shooting rockets.
We gonna see. I mean, we definitely called it here first that Indiana would be one of the teams that benefited the greatest from the break.
Yep.
So far we have seen that. Caitlin looks good. The team looks good in general. Let me say something, man. Leave Aaliyah Boston alone. The hate that Aaliyah Boston gets online is insane. People are so hard on her. Like, relax. Aaliyah Boston was Rookie of the Year last year. Like, relax.
Why they hating on her? Because she would like miss one of 10 passes from Caitlin Clark.
Yes, it's just like,
yeah.
And I won't even call those Caitlin fans because those are trolls. Like true Caitlin fans understand, the game. But the Fever look good right now. And yeah, they're a team to keep an eye on. Like I said,
they look excellent.
Like I said online, I was live tweeting. We live tweet games over on X. So when you watch the game, if you're interested in having conversation and stuff, you can find us over at X, live tweeting a lot of the games. But that said, one of the things I was saying was that if these games that we saw yesterday, because even the Atlanta Dream, Atlanta has a lot of their pieces back there. They're looking in sync right now. If the games that we saw over the past couple of days are a reflection of what's to come, that Eastern Conference is in for a huge shakeup.
Fire.
Yeah.
Fire.
So did we say what record she actually broke?
She had already broke the assist record.
Okay.
She had already broke triple double records. The girl is about to break every record in the god doggone books. At this point, how you averaging double digit? Like that's Alyssa Thomas. Alyssa Thomas averaged double digits in assists, and she was number 2 for MVP last year. Phenomenal, and she's a veteran. It took her years to do that. This girl is coming in as a rookie.
Yeah.
And averaging double digits in assists. Like, how seeing a point guard, like seeing the floor, dropping dimes off, that makes your game so much easier. So I don't think people understand how important assists is and how big of assists are in the game of basketball. Like, it is truly, like, to me, it is more important than getting your own points.
Yeah.
So yeah, shout out to Caitlin Clark. That's phenomenal.
It is
phenomenal.
And speaking of being over on X, Don Staley was over on X looking for a game for South Carolina.
Crazy. Nobody wants to play her.
And I don't get that, because if I'm a coach, I want my team to play the best teams.
Well, being that, I've actually experienced that at the high school level. They experience it a lot, where if you're the GOAT team, right, undefeated, and you got dogs, don't nobody want to play you because coaches don't want to discourage a team before a big game, or they don't want to discourage them at the beginning of the season, because that messes with a player's mental. That messes with the team chemistry. That messes with the team culture. So coaches try to be overprotective of team's culture by not sizing them up against Goliath, you know,
Yeah.
Davis versus Goliath, you know what I mean? And so as coaches, we have a duty to make sure that, you know, we're booking competitive, good games that's going to benefit my team. That's going to, like, you want it to benefit. So a lot of teams, right, like, are like, how is playing South Carolina going to benefit my team? And they don't see that benefit right now. So Don's like marketing, hey, you know, tons of marketing, tons of ESPN, you know, TV exposure, all this stuff. Yes, you get all that when you play South Carolina. You get money, all that when you play for them. But a lot of coaches are like, is that worth it when you are discouraging your players when you get blown out by 30 plus?
I don't understand that thinking, but I think it's just the way I'm built as a person, because my mindset is like, but what if you win? But what if you win? Like, it's so easy to be like, I don't want to lose. I don't want to lose. But what if you win? Like, I'm not saying if you're a team that, come on, you know whether or not you can play a competitive game against that team. But you can't tell me there are no teams. Like, go outside of, you know what I'm saying? Go outside of the box. There's got to be some team that says, like, hey, I feel like we might lose, but it will be competitive. And then you fucking, anything can happen on any day.
Nick, think about it. Let's think about it, people. What other Power 5 school outside of the SEC, right? You don't want to play.
Why does it have, I think that's my point. Right? Why does it have to be a Power 5 school? Then go outside of that, because some of these very small schools got some dogs on their team.
Mick, we're talking about South Carolina.
Okay. I don't get, but see but that's my point. The way my mind don't work like that. Like, what if you win? Like, you mean to tell me I can't understand not believing in your damn self? I don't get that.
Man, I get it, but at the same time,
I mean, if you ain't got the team, you ain't got the team. But somebody has the team. Somebody has the team, is my point. If it ain't you, it ain't you. But somebody has a team that can compete with that team. And could possibly, like, even if they might lose, like, you come into that game probably expecting that you might not win. The goal of that game is not necessarily to win. It is to be competitive. It is to make them work for it, because you still get the exposure. You still get all the shit. If you make them win by 1 point, what does that do for your school at that point? What does that do for your team?
That does a lot. But is the reward?
Is the risk worth the reward?
Thank you.
I don't know.
You're finishing my sentences, because think about it. South Carolina, how many players did they lose, Mick? How many players did they lose after coming off of a national championship? How many players did they lose?
I mean, they lost almost all of them.
How many players did?
The first year, not this year. I'm talking about the first year. They lost almost all of them. This year, they lost what? 2?
This year
two, right? Camilla and didn't they lose somebody else too? Not to Camilla the league, Cardoso. But okay.
Camilla Cardoso.
Yeah.
That's all they lost. Mick, they're getting 5-star recruits.
Hey, listen, I mean, you know, if you if you ain't got the juice, then don't get in there.
Exact. So okay. So that's why she on Twitter searching for games.
But that's my point. Like, somebody got the juice. Somebody got the juice. Somebody got the juice. Somebody just waiting on an opportunity. That's what the fuck it is.
TCU playing them at the Dickies Arena in Fort Worth, Texas, at this huge arena. They're not even playing them at TCU. And I got seats to that game, so I'm going to that game. Hopefully, I just want to see Look, I just want to see a good game. Hopefully TCU give them a good game. Haley Van Liv, Sedona Prince. They need some post games, so I hope they got some post over there. But some people in the Big 12 not scared, but I mean, I only see the SEC competing with the SEC this year. I only see the UConns, I got to shout out UT, South Carolina, LSU. Like, I don't, USC are going to compete. UCLA are going to compete with South Carolina. But outside of that, I mean, I may be having a brain fart, but I don't see nobody else competing with South Carolina out of the schools I just named. That's it.
Maybe we just haven't seen them yet, is my point. But don't mind me. This is my fucking problem. This is my problem right now. It's a good problem to have, though. It's a good problem to have, though. Hell yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Because put me against anybody. I believe in myself enough that it's going to be, I might lose, but it's going to be competitive. So I don't understand. I mean, you got to be realistic, obviously, about what you can do. But I will never understand not believe. If you got it, I'll never understand backing down from Goliath. What the fuck? I mean, we know Goliath because David whooped his ass. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to say this, and then we're going to go to the next topic. If you are a parent and the AAU coach said, hey, your child is like 12 years old, right? Mm-hmm. But hey, your child is good enough. We're going to put that child with the 17U team. And your child is 12 years old, right? Mm-hmm. Well, they're going to struggle, but we're going to grow them, all this. Like, it's going to be all right, right? As a parent, that parent's going to be protective of their 12-year-old daughter or son, right? That parent's not going to want to have them in that environment. It's a scary environment already. The crowd is already huge. It's intimidating. The cameras, all of that exposure, all that. Like, you going to protect your kid and you going to be like, no, stay here. Stay in your lane. This is your lane. Let's be great in our lane. That's all.
I get it. It's just not how my mind works. So, but go off. You know what I'm saying?
But ladies and gentlemen, that's what this podcast is about. Is me and Mick, we don't have to agree, right? We have two different point of views, and I think that is the beautiful thing about this podcast. We could come, we could talk, cheers, we can toast, drink up. Hey, we're in the lounge and we're going back and forth. Love it.
So, one Miss Kalia Devilasi. I'm butchering this girl's name. Anyway, she goes by a little bit. She plays. Yeah, she plays for Our Lady of Good Counsel High School. She's 5'7", so she's tiny. You know what I mean? But she's a beast on the court. And there's been a lot of talk right now because she has narrowed her list of college programs down to 6. So we got Clemson. We got Georgia. We got Cincinnati. West Virginia. UNC.
Okay.
And Virginia Tech.
Interesting. I'm interested.
She's a dog. Like, I don't know if you've had a chance to watch any of her video or if our audience has, but when you get a chance, just go watch some clips. Like, she's just insane on the court. She's obviously
was she in that high school game that they showed on the WNBA app. What was it called?
Oh, it was the tournament.
The
I'm
what was it
actually,
called?
I don't think she was playing in that. It was a both New York teams, but and maybe she was. It's possible, but it was a Nike. Shit, let me see. It was
Nike Challenge.
Yeah, it was
something.
a championship though.
Yeah, Aaliyah Chavez was in it. I was gonna ask was she in it and how did she do compared? You know, I gotta go to the Texas GOAT right now, Aaliyah Chavez. How is she compared to Aaliyah Chavez?
Yeah, I'm actually not sure, but I don't remember seeing her play in that game. At least that's not when she came on my radar. But she is affiliated with Nike, so it's possible that she was in that game. But at any rate,
so what made her come on your radar?
Oh, she came on my radar because I saw some of her footage on X. And so I went down this rabbit hole of just watching her play. I'm like, she's kind of insane on the court, like to be so small. It's not like she has like hella like average points and stuff like that. Here, let me get her stats real quick. So so yeah, she's averaging last year she averaged 18 points, 16 points per game.
What's her class when she graduates?
She graduates this year. This is her senior year.
Okay. Got it.
So she got a whole nother year to play.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna be looking out for you, Miss Little Bit.
Let's just call her a little bit. But I'll definitely be keeping an eye on her. I mean, to be so young, she's making a huge impact. So yeah. Wanted to put those schools on the radar, because do any of those overlap with your girl Chavez?
No, none of them schools overlap, and she wouldn't want to go to a school that Aaliyah Chavez is in them, because she gonna be back up. Sorry,
yeah. No, I think what I was curious about is like, because I definitely don't see where they would end up on the same team, but if, teams might be choosing between the two in some cases. Yeah. For sure. I'm going to put a prediction in real quick. Okay. I'm going to put a prediction in and say that she ends up at UNC. That's just an early prediction there.
2 snaps, I agree. And I think that is a good choice. Especially coaching wise, I think UNC's coaching and legendary status will definitely be a winner for her. Especially the Virginia Tech coach left. Now he's coaching the boys side. So Virginia Tech got a lot to do, and everybody else don't compare. So I think she'll be at UNC. But,
all right.
Yeah.
Well, let's get down to business.
Let's get down to business.
Let's get down to business. Let's get down. All right. So we got 2 topics here. We got Dearica Hamby's lawsuit. And so let's talk about it. It's a federal lawsuit. It is a discrimination lawsuit. And it's against not the Vegas Aces, but the WNBA. And it's stemming from the issue of her being traded allegedly due to her being pregnant. She is saying that she was traded because she was pregnant. And the reports that we have suggests that when she confronted Becky Hammond, who is the coach of the Vegas Aces, when she confronted Becky Hammond about being traded, like, so you're trading me because I'm pregnant. Becky Hammond did not. Becky Hammond did not deny it. She basically was like, I mean, what do you want me to do? Now,
this is
Aces gang gang. Aces gang gang. And some of y'all got a little whiff of how the Aces fans get down because the Aces fans booed her as she played with the Los Angeles Sparks against the Vegas Aces on yesterday. We're recording this Monday, so that was yesterday. A lot of people felt the type of way about that, that she was being booed. And I was not surprised at all because Aces fans go hard. And this Dearica Hamby situation has been ongoing for a long time. So a lot of people got a taste of that. Vegas gang be out for blood. Okay. But I do feel like it was unnecessary. But let's get into it a little bit. So it's a discrimination. Okay. We talked about that. So what are your thoughts about the lawsuit itself?
First of all, you said federal. Federal. She done already settled, right? They settled with the Aces in state courts, right? So she done already got a settlement. Am I right or am I wrong?
I'm actually not sure about that.
Okay. Because this is not new news.
It went away.
Like she's been battling.
It went away, so I'm assuming they settled it.
So got a settlement. But now she's taking this to federal court. Two things. Either Dearica Hamby is a hater and is hating that she did not stay on the Aces to get those 2 championships and a mad hater, or the Aces did some really effed up shit to her to make her angry enough to go federal, to file a federal lawsuit during season.
I think it could be either. I think we'll wait to see how it plays out. But I think what you highlighted there is the reason why Aces fans were mad enough to boo her every time she touched the ball in the game. Because it's like, and I'm not saying right or wrong. Like, I think if Dearica Hamby was discriminated against, I think she should get everything that's coming to her. Absolutely. And I think if you are an Aces fan, it just feels like they always fucking with us. Like, why they always fucking with us? People always fucking with us over here. And
when you at the top, you a target.
Which I understand, but that's why the fans are feeling the way they feeling. Like, no, fuck you. Because why are you piling on? You know what I mean? But maybe there's a reason for that. And I think we'll wait to see how it plays out. But I do think it's interesting that she filed it in season. I would hate to think that she's that upset that she didn't get a championship. I don't believe that. It's a lot of work. It takes a lot of work to file a lawsuit. And
right,
I know she has attorneys to do it, and that could be a thing too. Like, she might have some attorney who's looking for some exposure or whatever the case may be in her ear.
Yeah,
that could be a thing too.
Because you know how much money she's probably missed out on playing for the Aces versus playing for LA.
But then why did you settle? Then why did you settle? Why did you settle before? If that's a thing, like, just if it's about the money, I'm inclined to believe it's not the money. It can't be
Yeah.
about the money, because if it was about the
Yeah.
money, I think you would have already settled or whatever the case may be. Now, granted, I'm not sure what happened with that case against the Aces itself, if it was dismissed or I don't know what happened there. If that case was dismissed, then it makes sense why she went to federal. You know what I mean?
It has to be something major. I mean, she just got back from 3-on-3 in the Olympics. She has an NBA season. She has a newborn baby. She got all this stuff going on. And you still foul. You know, some people be like, oh, you know, they did me dirty, but, you know, I'll move on with my life. But the fact that she got all this going on and she fouled in the midst of all of this going on, something's about to get exposed, Nick. Something's about to get revealed. Something's about to get exposed unless the Aces throw some money at her or they're able to make another settlement. I don't know. But this is crazy. I actually was watching that game just to see how they was gonna treat her, because that was tea, honey. That was tea.
Yeah. Apparently Becky Hammond has some stuff to say about it. I haven't listened to it or seen it yet, so I haven't vetted it, but apparently Becky Hammond has some stuff to say about it. Here's what I will say. Some people are counting on you to be that person that's going to just move on with your life and not make a fuss and not fight back and not do it. Some people are counting on that. And so at some point it starts to get to a point where you like, who is my silence benefiting? Who is benefiting from my silence other than the people who fucked me over? So if that's the case with her, then like, you know, more power to her. If she was actually fucked over, then get everything that's coming to you. But if this is just like, I feel some type of way because of how y'all did me and I have these things because I got traded and I can make it look like this, then I hope she decides to just move on with her life, because your piece is not worth all this bullshit. But I will say, if you file a federal lawsuit, there's a difference between a federal lawsuit. She filed a federal lawsuit. The feds didn't come after Becky Hammond. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's two different things.
The feds
you
watching.
Know what I mean?
We see the feds watching.
That's two different things. You know what I mean? Just because she filed a lawsuit federally. Personally, I don't think that necessarily means it's whatever. It's not like the feds was like, we are taking this on because we have seen it. You get what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's my thought on that. I'm sorry she got booed. And at the same time, I think people who are saying like the Aces fans are classless and all of this shit, like, y'all don't understand fandom. Y'all don't understand what it means to be a true fan of a team.
Nobody say nothing when the NFL come and, you know, boo you, and you know what I mean? Like, yeah, like fandom, yes.
Yeah.
Women's sports, we are classy, but we get a little rah-rah too. That's a part of being competitive. That's a part of sports. Like, let fans be fans. Let fans, you know, ride it out for their team.
And those players can't control what they fans do. Like, that's how the Vegas Aces fans feel right now. So,
well, I got it. I'm gonna say this. You know, when there's an Aces fan on the other side of the camera,
and is
Dearica Hamby is not sorry.
Nah,
she is one of those girls. She is top 5 players averaging double.
Absolutely.
She definitely proved it in Vegas's house yesterday? She definitely helped LA Sparks stay close to the Aces until about the last 3-4 minutes of the fourth quarter. They was doubling her on the post to get it out of her hands. So she is that girl for the LA Sparks. So shout out to Dearica Hamby. She not trash. She not trash.
Nah, Dearica Hamby is by no means trash. Like, what the fuck? No, nobody's saying that. Nobody's saying that. She's an incredible player. I wish she was still playing for the Aces. You know what I mean? I like her,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Yeah.
So let's get into another segment, the bad call charge. We're going to charge an official with making a really bad fucking call.
When do they get reprimanded? When do they get fucking texts and suspended from games and all that? Like, we need to know. We need to know what's happening in the follow-up because this is terrible.
There's been a lot of talk about the WNBA officials this year. Do you think that they need to step up the caliber of official they get? What do you think is the problem there?
You know, why can't we use NBA officials?
I guess I don't understand why they not all coming from the same pool anyway. It's all professional basketball.
Right? We have a little bit of different rules. But
I mean, for sure,
again,
but I
like
mean,
you said,
like, it should still come from the
it's
same
the same.
pool.
Right. Like, I believe these officials that are males, these male officials in the W, oh, they so sensitive. They are so sensitive. Like, all I see is these male officials giving texts left and right. Like, what is going on?
So many texts. Caitlin Clark is on her 5th technical foul of the season. For those who don't know, at 7 technical fouls, you get suspended for a game.
Wow. Caitlin Clark, though, how did she get even text? She don't even really.
So
yeah, she do complain about the refs.
She be doing a lot.
She do.
But
she do.
What got me on this that made me so mad in the game against the Vegas between the Aces and the Sparks, Asia Wilson, after a play, after getting hacked, no call kind of vibe, she has the ball and she slams the ball down, does one of these, boom, slams the ball down and walks away. And they call the tech. Now, technically, yes, you can write, it's demonstrative, it is this, it's that. So, yes, technically you can call a tech. But who calls a fucking tech on a player slamming the ball down? Like, stop that shit. I'm not with that shit.
Well, that's been called a tech since the beginning of time of basketball. You slam a ball
yes.
down, that's automatic.
But
tech,
it's
no matter.
No, it's not automatic tech. It happens all the time, and refs don't call it a lot of times. Come on, Mimi.
If you slam, if you slam the ball down and the ball goes above your head, like if you slam the ball down and you like, and it stays with you.
But it didn't. It didn't go above her head.
If that ball, if you one hand slam that ball down and walk off, you're getting a tech. Hands down.
Okay, so here's. Yes, it is technically a tech. Who the
not
fuck?
Technically.
It does not. It often does not get called.
Mm-hmm. So here's my point of view. That was a tech. She deserved that tech. But my point of view with the officials and where I have problems with the officials is throughout the game, throughout the quarters, right? Officials, like, you are not making the right calls, okay? Like, you are not reviewing the plays properly. I don't know what they're teaching you to look at, but let's give an example. Asia Wilson, she got her nose smashed. Refs didn't call anything. Show pictures on Twitter, X, Instagram, all these things. And the refs didn't call nothing. These players are frustrated. I've seen the Dallas Wings. Like, I went to the Connecticut versus Wings game last week on Friday, and the Dallas Wings literally was so frustrated at the officials. That's why the game was a blowout. fans booing the officials multiple times when they went to the tunnel at halftime, booing the officials, because the calls were just so terrible. And I think that where the texts are coming from is the buildup and the frustration of players, and they're just like, fuck it.
Mm-hmm.
They're fed up and they're like, fuck it. Like, if you look at the game and every time you're looking at a player, looking at Diana Taurasi, she's just like, oh, you're trash. Diana Taurasi is, oh, you're trash. Like the frustration is building in the W at these officials. And I think if they don't correct it, you're going to see a lot more texts. You're going to see a lot more frustration, because these ladies, they come to hoop. They are competitive.
Yeah.
And you got games on the line. You got contracts on the line. You got, this is the most competitive that the W has ever been. Their livelihood is on the line. They want a contract next year. They need to play at their best ability. And they can't do that if they constantly getting hacked and fouled and not getting to the free throw line and getting what they deserve. So do I think Asia Wilson, deserved that tech in that moment? Yes. Like, you slam a ball, you gotta get a tech. But do I think it could have been prevented by making the right calls in the previous plays and all these things? Yes, because I do believe players like Asia know how to carry themselves, knows how to be a professional. But at the end of the day, we're all human, and when feel like you're not being treated fairly, there's a certain point where everybody has a breaking point.
Mm-hmm.
And she knew she was wrong. Like, she slammed the ball and she just kept walking.
Yeah.
She walked to the end. So I think the officials, the official association, official president, all that, they need to sit down and have a serious conversation about the experience of these officials, how they're making these calls, when you can review plays. I think they should start reviewing plays, not just the last 2 minutes, but I think they need to give coaches another challenge, another replay challenge. All those things, review the last 2 minutes of the second quarter, fourth quarter, whatever that is, because we got to fix this. Yeah. We got to.
I mean, here's what I'll say. Yes, it is a tech. It's a rightful tech. You know what I mean? Do I think it should have been called? And that's what's annoying about it, because the things that they should be calling, they're not calling. But then this moment of frustration, she didn't throw the ball at you. She didn't throw it at another player. You didn't call so many other things, but you got to call that tech.
Yeah.
No, get the fuck out of here, man. You didn't call those up, especially when we have absolutely seen refs not call that. We have absolutely seen refs not call it. So, yeah, that's my bad call charge.
Now that I think about it, I don't think I've been to a game this year, except for All-Star, that the fans have not booed the refs for something. Have you?
I have not, for sure. I haven't. And I haven't seen it on TV either.
Right.
I have not watched any games on TV either where even the commentators were like, oh, I don't like that call, or I don't, you know what I mean? And it happens multiple times throughout the game. So I think there needs to be some revisiting. I never really got that. I don't understand why the refs for both leagues are not pulling from the same pool. Because you can train, just like when you a ref for, high school ball. Why can't you do both? You can, in your head, understand the rules for both. What's the problem? So,
yeah,
I don't know. But, were you about to say something?
No, I said I agree.
There you go. All right. So that's gonna be it for our episode. We got that shit done. Look at us. An hour and a half on the head.
Let's go.
Don't forget to like our stuff, subscribe to our stuff. When you see us post stuff online, please interact with it. All those things just help people find our show. And so a lot of y'all reach out to me and tell me how much you love our vibe, our energy. Also, don't be afraid to comment that on our episodes and share our stuff when we post it and all those things. Comment, like, share. We will see you guys in 2 weeks. Peace.
Peace.